If you've just joined us, you're watching Newslink on DSTV channel 403. Now, a civic movement group calling itself Stand Up South Africa is taking the fight for reliable and affordable electricity to Eskom's headquarters. The group says South Africans will no longer accept abuse from the power utility and are demanding an uninterrupted supply of electricity across the country. Among other things, they want the 18% tariff increase repealed. Our reporter Manqoba Mchunu is on that story and joins us with the very latest. Good morning, Manqoba. So Stand Up SA is taking the fight directly to Eskom. Talk to us about this.
Well, certainly, Fundo, in fact, these are South Africans that come from all walks of life. So there are political parties, there are also several organizations that have gathered here this morning. Of course, the message that they want to send is that the country is tired and fed up of load shedding. They are tired of unreliable electricity supply by Eskom. And that's what they're going to be taking to Eskom this morning, to Megawatt Park, where they're going to hand over a memorandum of their demands. And they have quite a number of demands, Fundo. One of those is to ensure that Eskom provides a reliable electricity supply, and also they're calling for the scrapping of, amongst others, the recent tariff increase that was approved by NERSA just last month. And they're saying that they want the 18% increase to be scrapped. They also want companies that are supplying coal to Eskom, coal which they say is substandard, to be named and shamed, just to mention a bit of them. But I want to speak to one of the organizers just to get a sense of really their frustrations and what they want to say to Eskom today. Kustas Mchunu, thank you very much for your time. Let's start here, Kustas. Of course, we know that South Africans in general are, fed up as far as load shedding is concerned. What is it that you want to say to Eskom today?
Well, we are saying to Eskom, we want an uninterrupted supply of power. This is a long-term demand. On a short-term demand, we are not going to pay that 18% increase by NERSA. Eskom has to stop making electricity requests up until they get their house in order. So we're not going to pay that 18%. So when we go to Eskom, we want to tell them we're not going to pay the 18% increase. Get your house in order and stop making these requests to NERSA. So we have been provoked. That's why we're here today. But we are peaceful. We are saying to Eskom and this management, let's sit down and talk, because we know that we are paying substandard coal to we are paying coal companies for a substandard coal. So we are saying to them that is unacceptable. You don't pay for a substandard service. List the name of those companies. Tell us what are those sanctions. Do weekly updates, Eskom, because at the moment we don't even trust what you say. You no longer tell us anymore what is wrong with one power station and which one is it. So we want transparency and accountability. Weekly updates every week. Those are just the basic demands.
Okay, so what are you expecting from Eskom? Of course, you're going to be handing over that memorandum, but how much time are you giving them and what are your expectations from them?
We give Eskom 30 days to respond. We expect a positive response from Eskom because we are not here fighting. We want to talk. This is a solution that we can be provided politically. We're saying to them, let's sit down and talk, take our demands, see what you can implement, and we're here to help you as well. Because we're not saying we're not going to pay, but we must pay a fair price for this electricity.
But some would say that government is already, trying to deal with the issue of load shedding. There's an energy crisis committee that has been set up, that was set up last year in August. Are you saying that, they're not doing enough as far as you're concerned?
We took action because government has been speaking for 15 years. Until we see an action from the government, talk doesn't help, planning doesn't help, documents don't help. I don't know how many documents have been released ever since. So we are saying until we see an action, that action should start with scrapping the 18%. South Africans are not going to pay that. That's an action that we want from them.
And in terms of the proposed declaration of a state of disaster, what's your views on that?
The state of disaster is a step where we are saying, let's see what action they propose. We don't want to stop. Let's see what action they propose. Are they willing to be open and transparent with all the processes that are going to be involved in this state of disaster? So we want to give them a chance and say, please bring us the details. We want to hear more from them. But as a civil society, we are saying we want to know what is going on behind closed doors. We want to tell the people what's going on behind closed doors. Thank you.
But are you in agreement with it?
We want to see the details. Without seeing the details, we cannot agree with anything. We appreciate the talk, but it must be followed by an action.
Thank you. Kustas Mtwentwe, just speaking to us there. Well, we expect that march, Fundo, to start anytime from now. Of course, they are going to be marching to Megawatt Park, which is just a few meters away from here. And as you can see, many of those that have gathered here, saying that they've really had enough with load shedding, carrying placards that say enough is enough. Eskom, it's time for action now, and come together, stand up against load shedding. And some of them saying no load shedding, no 18% hike. So that's the message that these protesters are taking to Eskom this morning, demanding, of course, some accountability and transparency from Eskom as far as load shedding is concerned.
That reportage, that was eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu.